On July 7th, I was at work and was so anxious about coming to this club that night to give speech number 6, Vocal Variety. It's a risky speech because I taught some vocal resonance exercises. I was so nervous at work to come here tonight and give that speech, I actually forgot the code to get into the bathroom. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. Madam Toastmaster, that is actually a true story. This incident made me think about tools that I have to draw upon to help me deal with important life events, which could be a job interview, giving a speech, meeting the in-laws, playing a tennis match, whatever it is for you. So 2 tools that have helped me. One is simply to remember to be in the present moment and breathe. And 2, visualization. How many of you are familiar with this book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle? You are? One person? Oh, 2 people. Sorry. I never learned how to count. The book, Eckhart Tolle takes the concept of being in the present moment so deeply that it's ineffable, meaning that it's so deep I cannot express it and put it into words. But a few concepts that he teaches are basically what we already know. All we have is the present moment. He calls the future a mental phantom because it does not exist. He also states that to want what we don't have, let me say that one more time. To not want what we have and to want what we don't have creates a terrible split inside. So I don't know if any of you are like me, but I tend to not want to be in the present moment. I tend to want to be in the future. So I don't want what I have, and I want what I don't have. And that creates a split. It creates angst inside of us. Those of you who do that. Thirdly, he talks about the best way to prepare for the future is to be in the present, which is all we have. Do any of you in your homes have artwork, ornaments, anything that reminds you of these basic concepts to breathe and be in the present moment? No one does. You look puzzled, Marion. I have several. One of them, I have this in my living room. And when I look at this, it reminds me simply to breathe and be in the present moment. When I'm in a good mood, I talk to him and say, "Hello, how are you?" And he never responds. Amit Ray is a professor at the University of Calcutta, and he says, to deal with the anxiety in our lives, we live in the moment, we live in the breath. Second of all, is, ouch, visualization. It's important to imagine the event that we want to do going very, very well. I thought I would take advantage of this opportunity to premiere for you my Halloween costume. I'm going as a Smurf. Actually, in 1981, when I was working on my bachelor's degree, I was an acting major for 2 years. I took an acting class, the second in the series, that was a very nerve-wracking class because the professor was harsh and not very supportive. We performed scenes in front of the class for grades. And it was a very nerve-wracking experience. The professor taught us one visualization exercise that I'll always remember. He said, imagine the scene going really well, then imagine a light blue blanket floating down on top of you, wrapping itself around you and on everyone else in the room. Now when I visualize, I don't actually use a blanket. But this is an image that works for me. Different images work for different people. Some people imagine a job interview going really well, being wrapped in a warm beam of golden light. So I encourage people to try the images that work for you. Second thing that's important about visualization is to imagine the emotional state that we want to be in during that event. How do we want to feel? Do we want to feel calm, courageous, relaxed, powerful? It's another important part of visualization. Have any of you heard of Robin Sharma? He is an international training and development leadership guru. He says things are always created twice. First in the mind, then in reality. Tonight I've shared with you two tools that have been helpful to me. One is simply being in the present moment and breathing, and two is visualization. And if we use tools like these, they can be very powerful to help us deal with the events in our lives. So I encourage you to use these tools, play with them, adapt them, change them, come up with your own, because they can be powerful in helping us prepare and deal with the anxiety that surrounds these important life events. I leave you with a quote from Shakespeare: "All things are ready if the mind be so." Adam Johnson.